Hello everyone, welcome to Chapter 9, Lesson 1. We're going to do area of parallelograms. So we're going to list two headings. So we're going to find area of parallelogram. Find area of a parallelogram. That is a hard word to say slowly. We're also going to find the missing dimension. So the vocabulary startup. So we have a polygon is a closed figure formed by three or more straight lines. A parallelogram is a quadrilateral with opposite sides parallel and opposite sides the same length. A rhombus is a parallelogram with four equal sides. Fill in the lines in the diagram with polygon, parallelogram, or rhombus and draw an example of each. So first we're going to start off with polygon. And if we read the definition of polygon, this is a closed figure formed by three or more straight lines. So I can draw any figure, and this is four straight lines, so three or more, and it's closed. So there's no openings. An opening would be something like this, where we have this large gap. That means it is not a polygon. So that is no bueno. Next, we're going to talk about parallelogram. So a parallelogram, so a set of parallel lines is when two lines, if I draw two lines, these lines will never touch if they continue. So that means they're parallel. So this would be an example of a parallelogram. So these lines are parallel, and then my side lines are parallel with each other. So that would be our parallelogram. The last one is a rhombus. And if I read the rhombus again, this is a rhombus is a parallelogram with four equal sides. So I have to make all my sides equal. Another example would be a square. Alright, real world link. Expert skateboarders can slide down the railings of stairs safely. A parallelogram is used to build a staircase. How many sets of parallel lines are showed in the parallelogram to the right? So I have my red sets and my blue sets. So that's going to be two sets of parallel lines. On with the notes. Area of a parallelogram is going to be area equals base times height, where A equals area, base, or little b is base, and lowercase h is going to be our height. So my class, I want you to write this down. This is the area covered in the parallelogram, which is related to the area of rectangles you discovered in the previous inquiry lab. So the base can be any one of its sides, and the height is perpendicular to the distance of the base. So here's the base. Perpendicular means it's 90 degrees. So whenever we see this little pink or red square, that's perpendicular. That's a 90-degree angle. So we're going to find the area of this parallelogram. So based off we know this is going to be our height, this is going to be our base. Now we can look at the squares to count how many squares is going to be our base. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So our base is going to be 6, and our height is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Our height equals 8, and our base equals 6. So now we take our formula. area equals base times height, and we plug in these numbers. So our area, our base is equals 6 times the height, which is 8. So our area is going to be 48 units squared. Just remember, when we find area, it's always going to be our units are going to be squared. So example 2, we have our base is 20, and please do not confuse the sides as your height. Our height is going to be 11. This 13 on the right is just to throw us off. So we have area equals base times height. So area is going to equal 20 times 11. So area is going to be 220, and our unit this time is centimeters. So it's going to be centimeters squared. So just a heads up, whenever you don't have a unit, just put unit squared. If a unit is provided, that's when you need to use that unit. Just like in example 1 was no unit, so we use unit squared. Example 2 is centimeters, so we use centimeters squared. So go ahead and try A and B. Okay, so first thing I did in A is labeled the base and the height. Base is 6, height is 3. So 6 times 3, I'm going to get 18 units squared as my area. For B, I have 4 as my base. My height is 16, because that's how tall it is. And so it's going to be 16 times 4, or 4 meters times 16 meters equals 64 meters squared. So we have to know the difference between our length and height, because 17 would be our length. Or our width, I forget. Alright, so now we're going to find the missing dimensions. So a formula is our equation, area equals base times height. So now they're going to give us a missing dimension. So they're going to give us the area, but we may be missing the base or the height. So just remember, area equals base times height. So we're going to take the information that we know, and we're going to plug it into our formula. So based on this image here on the right, it says area equals 45 inches squared. So in my area, I'm going to put 45. My base equals 9 inches. So under my B, I'm going to put 9. And my height, we don't know, so I'm going to put H. Now we're just going to do inverse operations, which we've done in previous chapters. So 45 equals 9H. So if I divide 9 on each side, my 9s will cancel. And 45 divided by 9 is going to equal 5. So my height is going to be 5 inches. Be sure to put our units. And remember, only the area is unit squared. Base and height, so 5 inches and 9 inches. Those are not squared. So go ahead and try C and D. So in C, we have area equals base times height. Area is 48. So that's going to equal to 6 times the base, because the height is 6. So I'm going to divide 6 on each side, so the base is going to be 8 meters for C. Now for D, the parallelogram is rotated 90 degrees to the right. So we have area equals base times height. Area is 96. My height is the red lines perpendicular to my base. So my height is 8 and my base is unknown. So 8 times the base equals 96. Divide 8 on both sides. My 8's cancel. 96 divided by 8 equals 12. So my base is 12 yards. Last example, this is Romila is painting a replica of the national flag of Trinidad and Tobago for a research project. Find the area of the black stripe. So if I look at the area, my height of the black stripe is going to be 12, and my base is going to be times 6 3/4. Doesn't really matter which method you use. I'm going to do 12. I'm going to say 6 75 hundredths. I'm just going to plug it in the calculator. So 12 times 6 and 75/100ths, and I'm going to get 81. And my unit is going to be inches, so 81 inches squared. And that's the end of the video, so thank you for watching.